Good evening, my friends. I wanted to give you a quick update on the garden. So we're going to start with the raised beds. And as you can see, it's doing exactly what I wanted to do. So right here is my loofahs. That's a loofah. And this is a loofah right here. Then I have green beans. I got pumpkin. No, that's not pumpkin. That is watermelon. And I need to just make sure that they're climbing up like they're supposed to be. And all you got to do is really just get it started. Once you get it started, you're doing pretty good. And then I have scallions in here. I have watermelon, loofahs over here, green beans, more loofahs, and then I have green beans, and then this huge thing is a pumpkin. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's just growing like crazy. I did have squash bug problem, but I eliminated that, kinda sorta. I come out here every day and I look, and then if I see some or if I see an eggs, I get rid of them right away. And then there's the pumpkin is in this bed, and then we have green beans, peppers, more green beans. Now I have planted and done a lot of green beans already harvested. Sorry about that. I do have a lot of green beans planted. Some of them is already done and died, and I'll replant come fall, so that way, because they're more of a cooler weather green bean, and I want to make sure that they're doing really good, and planting them in the summer, they just won't do good at all. So they're definitely going to get planted in the fall, early fall, so when it just starts getting cool. I have onions that are growing like crazy, more green beans back here, and if you see, they're still producing. I have them, like I said, all over. And then I have a cucumber that I'm working on getting it, not to go this way, but to go this way. I want it to go around the fence. I don't want it to go over. Everything else is going over. I mean, I guess I could let it do that. I just don't want it to hook up onto the back fence back there. So if they start growing up here, then I guess that'll work out great. Right here is dwarf okra, so that plants don't get very big, and they're doing really well. In fact, you can see one right there. Green beans back here, you can see like that one right back there is dead. It died off. And then there's some back there, and I'll get back there and clean it all up. But I do have cucumbers in here too. Right here is my cucumbers. Just waiting for it to grab on. Some more green beans. Let's see if they're flowering. I just harvested a bunch of green beans. Right there, you can see some right there. Some Swiss chard. I've already harvested a lot of that. Some more green beans. Let's see how they're doing. Oh, these are my dragon ones. I got a loofah down there that's growing. Some carrots. Some radishes. These are radishes. And they're doing really well. I've already harvested a bunch of radishes. Then there's spinach and lettuce and green beans back there. You can see more green beans. Lots of green beans. So I do have a lot going. And then this is a loofah. And I definitely want to make sure that it stays on the outside, or the inside, excuse me, so that way they can grow on the inside and hang. And then over here, which I got to plant them, I have cabbage and cauliflower. And I didn't get any broccoli, so I have all those. And I'm just going to let them sit there. They seem to be doing really well in there, and I'll separate them here real soon and then plant them up. But that, my friends, is the garden inside the trellis. And I gotta tie that thing up. Let me give you a bigger view of it. Pretty soon it's going to be all green. It'll be a nice green tunnel. Now, because of these storms coming in, and they're saying that for the last 3-4 days, I have been getting alerts from the NOAA app that I have that's saying, we're under flood warnings starting Saturday to the 3rd, I believe. And then I got AccuWeather gave me the warnings, the same warning, flood warnings from Saturday to the July 3rd. And then I got warnings from my local news, and also Google has warned me. And so I'm going to close this up, this greenhouse, just completely close it up, make sure everything's good and stable, because we're supposed to get high winds too. And then I'll just see what happens. I'm probably going to take these down and sit them somewhere. That way they're on the ground, they're not hanging. That way if we do get some really strong winds, I'm not having to worry about them getting thrown off the hooks. Now we're going to the buckets. That's habaneros. And it has a lot of flowers on it. So it's getting ready to produce for me. Now these guys, I got them, and I've said it in other videos, they were really cheap, like $3 for these. And it's my gain, other people's losses, because they didn't want them. But if you see all the tomatoes, there is just so many. And I've already harvested, I would say 30, maybe 40 tomatoes off of just this one alone. And then this one, you can just see all the tomatoes. And there's a lot. And I've already harvested off of this one as well. So like I said, it was other people's losses, my gain. Because I am really getting a lot of tomatoes. I'm not sure what this tomato plant is, but I'm fixing to find out. This tomato plant was in my front garden where my sun golds were, so I'm hoping that these are the sun golds, because I seen sun golds online. It was like Home Depot. They wanted $34 for 4 plants. I'm not paying $34 for 4 plants. There's just no way. So I'm going to see real soon what these are, because I have tomatoes right there. And then I have a bunch of other flowers, and they're clustered like they are cherry tomatoes. So we'll see. Hopefully that's what they are, because I believe that's what they are. It's the only tomato plant I had up in my garden. So that would make logical sense that these are the same tomato plant. And those are my herbs. They're doing really well. My lettuce and my spinach died already. And I did catch the squirrel in there eating them. That's okay. As long as they're leaving my other stuff alone, I don't care. Not really. This is the other tomato plant, and this was found next to the road. I have never planted a tomato plant next to the road, ever. So I'm kind of wondering if maybe the birds picked them up, squirrel, and dropped it right there, and they went ahead and produced. But I am pretty pleased with that. Now, I didn't want a bunch of tomato plants, but apparently I'm destined to have them. This is my lemon tree, and it is producing lemons. I'll show you some lemons up here. And those are the lemons. I have another branch that has lemons as well. So that is producing. Now that I know what spider mites are and how to prevent them, every 2 weeks I spray it down with neem oil, and I'll do the same when it gets ready to go in. Here is a jalapeno pepper plant. There is a jalapeno on there. Right there it is. It started producing before I even put it in the bucket. I was pretty surprised. This right here is blueberries. They're producing as well. And this is a blueberry plant. And you can see the blueberries. And then this one has blueberries too. Let's see if I can find you one. This one didn't produce. There it is. This one didn't produce as much as this one. But they seem happy, and if they're happy, I'm happy. Another jalapeno. I believe this one just has flowers on it. It hasn't produced the pepper. And then I have my tomato plants. This is the yellow jubilee. This one right here. And these, I can't remember. I think they're like the 1,000 tomato plant or something like that. They're real sweet, super sweet. And they are producing a lot as well. I just got done today harvesting a full bowl of cherry tomatoes. And you can see there's just a lot of tomatoes on this. I believe that's a habanero, or not a, yes, a habanero, and a jalapeno that's got a lot of flowers, and I'm constantly moving this out. Another jalapeno. I have 4 jalapenos and 4 habaneros. Here's a habanero. And I got something to show you. Looky there. Yeah. It's doing so good. This is my best one. That's another habanero. I gotta clean this out. It's been raining, and so it made it kind of nasty. But we're supposed to get a lot of rain, supposedly, the next few days. And I might as well just leave it the way it is. The birds don't seem to mind. The squirrels don't seem to mind. So I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it the way it is. My potato plants, and I think they're getting ready to die off, and when they do, it's ready to harvest those potatoes. And they're getting pretty tall. And I can't add no more dirt. We're at our limit. Do you guys remember the little raspberry plants that I had? It was just like one little stick and it barely. Well, they have exploded. You can see how big it is. Last year it was just one little vine. Now it's huge. I think the 3 years is just pretty normal. And that is my vegetable garden, my friends. And then you see the well over there and the flowers. I got flowers up there too. I have flowers everywhere. And I'll take you up front and show you the front. So this is my mint, just regular mint. And then I have a vining flower that's vining up the trellis. It's doing pretty good. I think all this rain that we're supposed to be getting is going to make it grow even faster. Then I have ornamental grass and zinnias. They were all planted in the house and then grown in the greenhouse and then finally planted out here. Then I have some marigolds. Those were also done by seed and then also planted out here. Now this right here, that plant that goes around, I did buy that at Lowe's. There was 4 of them and they flowered for a little bit and then the flowers died off. So apparently the flowers are only good for spring maybe. I do have ornamental grass right there that I grew from seed and then also planted it out here. Some more ornamental grass, some marigolds. But that's what the front garden looks like. And then this one, it's got marigolds and zinnias. And again, I grew them from seed in the house, then took them to the greenhouse, and then when they were ready, I brought them out here. Actually, when the weather was ready, I brought them out here. And I planted them in the rain. Back there is ornamental grass in the bag. And that is what my front garden looks like. We have sunflowers right there. I need to get some poles out here to help hold those up before they get too out of control. And I have a sunflower down here. And then one right there. But I'd say my favorite zinnia, there's a couple of them. That orange one is one of my favorites. This pink one's my favorite. And look at this vibrant purple. It's like a purplish pink. And then this red one. I'm not a big fan of red, but that's beautiful. And then you got a whole swath right here. And this is what it looks like from the road. So that, my friends, is the gardens. I'm really happy with how the front turned out. I'm not no landscaper / designer. I never claimed to be good at it. I just planted the seeds, grew them, and then put them in. So hopefully they'll stay good for a while, but they're really pretty and they're all different colors. So wish me luck, friends, with this flood warning. Hopefully it's just nothing and we'll be good, because I really don't want to have to get around in a boat. It's just joking. I just don't want to deal with a lot of rain. I like the rain. I like what it does for my yard, for my garden, but an overabundance amount could create problems, especially if you're a homeowner. So I really don't want a flood. Now I do want a lot of rain, but I do not want a flood. Okay, friends, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button so you can get more videos. And if you've been here, howdy, and I'm glad you're here again. I hope everybody keeps safe during this nasty weather, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye, friends.